Good day, ma'ams and sirs, and welcome to the last of this trilogy of Tommy-free episodes of the Number 9 with Tommy podcast. Mason and I were disappointed with Wednesday's show, but have no fear, that will not last. We're willing to admit that it was subpar. But this time, we're going to get behind each other and come hard. We're besticles sitting on a couch, understanding one another's references. I can almost feel Mason in my mouth the way we're going to finish each other's sentences. I'm going to support him like the bra to his teat. And he'll cover me like the cup to my deek. As far as stand-ins for Tommy, he's the dopest one I know. Just sitting near him makes me hard. Just sitting near him makes me hardly able to focus on the show. I apologize if at any point any of this sounded like a sexual innuendo. That certainly wasn't my intent, though. I just wanted to captivate like that JoJo Exotic. Not write a bunch of lines that were homoerotic. Like I said, today my co-host is the Bearded Gamer for the final podcast of the trilogy. Then I get that big, beautiful, bald-headed twit back. Mason's almost ready to leave. I mean, hell, he's already got his shit packed. Mason fucking Ford, what's been up, man? How are you?
What's going on, man? What the shit?
What?
No,
Something I said?
First off, we're not on the couch. Second off, I don't know if it's your basement or that made me wet. It's definitely moist out here.
That's excellent. Yeah, I now understand how Miss Elizabeth feels because the other night I got 2 inches of rain down in my basement.
Really flooded your cave.
Yeah. Now I know what it's like to get 2 inches and to be just pouring fluid everywhere.
Yeah,
So
it's very wet down here, man.
2 inches of rain. I had zero, damage remediation equipment. I basically used a kitchen broom to sweep it into the sump pump. And Liz had like a little 6-inch shower squeegee. I squeegee the shower walls when I'm done showering. So it just doesn't, have like that weird spotty water stuff going on. And now I can't use that squeegee because it's been dragged across my concrete basement floor on the other half. But you guys, if you're watching live, can see we're in here. It's not squishy, the carpet, but it's definitely not dry.
I wouldn't say it's not squishy.
Yeah, it's very cold, the watery carpet. But we're working on it. It's a process. I'm trying to get rid of the water. There's no process right now because we're doing the podcast, and everything that you run to get water out of a carpet is very loud.
Yeah, unbelievably so, actually.
But other than that, I had a good week. Mason, how was your week?
What a great week.
Good. Michael and his family are gone. They were here for 2 weeks on vacation. They left. They, as classy as one would expect, my frontline badass of a nurse brother-to-be, he had my car detailed on his way out the door, and he paid to have my house cleaned on his way out the door. I haven't set up the appointment, but I can tell you this. I might just have the people come and dry the carpet.
Yeah.
Because at this point, it's worth whatever they're going to charge. And Michael's paying for it, so fuck it.
Patrick, you talk in so many different, you go from quiet to loud so many times in one sentence. It's almost impossible to adjust your levels.
I don't know why you say that I do that, because I don't feel like I do that at all.
You are the epitome of that scene in Austin Powers when he first thaws out and he's like, I'm having problems controlling this volume of my voice.
I don't even remember that. Which Austin Powers?
I think that was the first one.
I gotta tell you, so I thought the first 2 Austin Powers movies were
Might have been the second one.
I thought they were phenomenal. I really did. I thought they were really well done. I thought they were very, very funny. Then Goldmember came out, and I can't even watch the first 2 Austin Powers movies now because they're not fucking funny compared to Goldmember. Goldmember was absolutely sensational. That should have been the movie I did the review on this week. Goldmember is fantastic. Fat Bastard's fantastic. Vern Troyer's fantastic. Dr. Evil's fantastic. That's a good fucking movie.
That's a great movie. That is my very straight, I don't want to say straight-laced, but a pretty straight-laced father. Like his favorite, go-to stupid movie.
Okay, you know what? It's packed with dad jokes. Like when they're climbing the ladder and Austin Powers is like, Dr. Evil, I used to think you were crazy, but now I can see your nuts.
Yeah, or the endless silhouettes from the tents.
Yes.
The things looking like they're coming out of his anus.
Yeah.
Or a number of other stupid things like that. I'll do that too.
So, what we have for you guys today is an answer to an important debate. And by important debate, I mean, well, it's a stupid fucking debate. We have a conversation that will answer the question, is the American flag racist? That's right, that's a real question. We have a very, very interesting Fight Club to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
First rule of Fight Club on the number 9 with Tommy.
We talk about that shit.
We talk about the fucking Fight Club. Mason, we have an extremely exciting game. We do not have a vocabulary game. We do not have a weird team name game. What I have is the Animal Family game, and we'll get into that. And you're gonna be thrilled. You're gonna thoroughly enjoy
Animal
it.
families?
Animal families.
Like the McDucks?
Nope.
Scrooge and the rest?
Nope. Like a herd of elephants.
Oh, a murder of crows.
Like a murder of crows.
Murder of crows.
Yeah.
I hate to tell you, I'm gonna ace this shit because I love them.
Well, Mason, I'm
Love
gonna
'em.
I'm gonna ask that you get 5 out of 10 correct.
There's 10?
I've got 10.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't think you're gonna nail it at all.
I think I will not only nail it, I'll impregnate it.
Nice.
Yeah.
In lieu of a movie review, I will be giving a quick UFC 264 review. Poirier, McGregor 3, the rubber match, and I mean, you've got Poirier, who is like the handsome Channing Tatum of the UFC, and you've got McGregor, who I think anybody who's a wrestling fan can say, well, he's a heel. And we'll get into how that match ended, and how the heel went down. But first, let's do some mail time. Mason, hit us with that fucking intro.
Mail time. What's up, Grizza? I see you.
You know what I wanted? I wanted a fucking marker.
Did we have a mail?
We have 2 memes that I emailed them. Didn't tell you to put it in. My bad.
Did you email him?
Yeah.
I can do that real quick. Give me a second. Time intro.
Yeah, you'll look in the email. There's one labeled Blue Justice for Tommy, and there's one labeled Fishing Licenses and Voting.
Okay, let me just get the mail time closer open because I didn't know we had mail because of that. So let me dos secundes. Assuming that's how you say seconds.
That sounded right.
That sounded pretty good.
I'm
right?
somewhat of a Spanglish master.
Blue. Okay, so I have this. I download that. I just did that. Just did that one. Download that. Get into the email screen. Why is it not letting me download this? Hmm? This is really weird.
Well, worst case scenario, we can just say what they are.
Well, one of them was good. One of them worked fine. The other one, for some reason, isn't downloading.
It's cool. I got it pulled up right here.
Yeah, there's something going on with the download, so it's not working, but we got the one on here, so. Turn that off. Okie dokie. Back to the recording. So, mail time.
Yeah, so, we got two memes. The first meme, I'm not even sure if it's a meme. I mean, it's a meme. Everything's a meme to me. It says, so this year, when purchasing a husband-wife combination fishing license, the DNR is requiring both husband and wife to be present and show ID. This is to prevent fraud. So let me get this straight. You want both my wife and I to be present and to show ID to prevent fishing fraud. Yet you don't have the same requirement for voting for the President of the United States.
Yes.
Interesting point.
What is fishing fraud?
I would assume that fishing, Jesus. Oh, yeah, what's the point? I mean, if you're getting two licenses...
There's fishing limits, right? So, like, I guess that way would prevent me from getting a fishing license for Carissa, using her license to go double my limit. Like, if I'm going for, like, I don't know, salmon. So there's sockeye up in northern Connecticut.
Yeah.
And there's a limit on them. I'm only allowed to take one or two a day of a certain size.
That would be because you have one license.
So if I have...
It's not like you could just carry two licenses.
It's a great point. She'd have to be there with me. Because if I got pulled over and I had 4 fish and she wasn't there and I just had her license, that's not how that works.
No. I mean, unless you're that, like, let's just say you're married, right?
I am.
And you want to cheat on your wife.
I do. I mean, no.
And nothing makes you two get on each other more than a good old day at the lake. So you then bring your mistress fishing with your wife's fishing license? Like, I can't figure out what fishing fraud is exactly.
I really...
Other than, I guess...
want to get to the bottom of that, you know?
I suppose if there's a ban or anything on your fishing license, if you're not allowed to get a fishing license again, and you just did all this by mail, you know, you could get one.
You know what the worst part about me being on the show is?
What's that?
I'm not at home using Google to figure things out for you.
Yeah. I don't really know what fishing fraud is, but I can say this. I know what election fraud is.
Yeah, it's when you bring a fish to a vote.
That is correct.
Okay.
I just thought this was interesting because it's a valid point. If I mean, I would laugh at them if they asked me, if they said, you know, you and your wife both have to be here and your IDs have to be present. I would say, what? Are you the fucking, like, the government? Are we voting for the president? Oh, no. That's fucking ridiculous. I'm not doing this. This is crazy. No, I just wouldn't fish that year. Fuck fishing.
I love fishing.
In my defense, I'm not going to fish this year anyways.
I love fishing.
Do you have your fishing license?
Sure don't. Didn't get it this year.
All right.
Started a new job. Didn't have a lot of time, I didn't think. I don't know. I have more time than I thought.
What's that?
I have more time than I thought I was going to go fishing. Problem is I got a little one at home.
True story. And another one on the way. A tadpole, if you will. Mason, we have another picture which you can actually pull up on the live feed.
No, this is the only one that I was able to pull up on the live feed was a fishing fraud.
Oh, okay.
The other one, for some reason, not working. However, I've always got... Daddy's always got your back.
This one.
Dad, look at me.
There you go.
Look how good I am at this.
Blue Justice sends this to me, and I'm fucking dying because because Tommy and I mean, for how long called him Blue Thunder and Blue Ranger and Blue Waffle. We could not fucking remember his name.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Along with that, we have this constant battle of Tommy saying he's going to eat healthy and then that he eats a sleeve of Oreos in a clip. So if you're watching the live feed, you're looking at a single hand dunking an Oreo in a glass of milk, and it says, "When I dunk my cookies, I think of you. And hold them under until the bubbles stop." And Blue Justice sent that and said, "This is for Tommy." And I'm not sure what he's trying to say. I'm not sure if he's saying, "I think of you when I eat Oreos," or see pictures of Oreos, or if he thinks of him when he holds his Oreos under until the bubbles stop. It sounds like Blue Justice might want to kill Tom.
It does. It sounds very, threatening almost.
And I think it's because of Tommy's name calling with Blue Ranger and Blue Waffle and
Blue
whatnot.
Ranger. Yeah, Blue Ranger is my favorite, I think, though.
Somehow I was safe from this Oreo death threat.
Well, you don't eat a sleeve at a time. Like Tommy does. Tommy eats a full sleeve, calls it eating healthy.
Well, he limits himself to a sleeve.
I mean, you know what a perfect serving of Oreos to me is?
0?
Or any cookie.
What's that?
I like Oreos. It's this much. I don't know how many.
I realize that you guys can't see Mason right now.
I don't know how many cookies.
Mason is holding his fingers open like an actual scientific gauge.
Yeah, like it's this amount of cookies. However many fit in between my fingers.
Well, you should open your fingers wider.
No, it's usually about 4. No, it's exactly as much.
Okay.
It's exactly,
I didn't realize how accurate that scale was. So basically,
if I was on the streets, I might not want to grab cookies.
I was just gonna say,
looks like the Crips scene.
The Bloods are fucked for Oreos because the Crips have the perfect Oreo.
I don't even know
grip.
how you would grab cookies with a B, but the perfect is like
the Crip C.
I'm throwing gang signs, grabbing cookies.
Okay.
I don't feel safe doing this on the streets. I don't even eat cookies on the streets because of this.
Any members of the Crips who are interested in being on the Number 9 with Tommy podcast, please reach out to us at the number 9 podcast at gmail.com so that we can actually have you throw gang signs and eat Oreos. I will gladly host you in my home. Please join us.
Definitely not my home, but your home's fine.
Mason, let's get down to business. Cue that movie review music, and let's talk about UFC 264.
Probably put an ad in somewhere.
I don't see why not.
We can do one right now.
I don't see why not.
Going right into the music. Yeah, it's a good segment. We're gonna do it.
If you want to be really tricky, put the music and then the ad.
I could do that.
That's super dickish. I love it.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. I'll do the ad first.
That's less surprising.
And pressing record.
Okay. So, wait, did you do the intro music as well, or just
I did.
The
The intro music is that. You
Okay.
see the squigglies, how they get real close in that one spot, like it's, someone singing Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Oh, yeah, that is the intro music. I always think of Californication, but that's the outro.
Yeah, you do realize that if you ever want, like, if in the future get paid advertising or anything like that, you can't use that music as a trademark?
You can use certain amounts. I believe it's under 7 seconds, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, you know how fast that intro would be?
Yeah. Either way, I actually have a friend, since you brought it up, who's going to be coming by a Mr. Dante. And Dante is going to bring his guitar with him. We're going to jump on the Fruity Loops, and we're going to make some intro, outro music for the segments and maybe the podcast as a whole, but we're definitely going to start the intro music for the new podcast, which has a title. It's got a real title.
Real title. So you've gone through 3 titles so far I've heard of. It was Love Your Neighbor.
Already exists.
Love
Thy Neighbor.
Love Thy Neighbor.
Already exists.
And I don't know.
Here we are. On the couch with Pat.
Wow. How original. Are you going to sit on a couch?
Sure am.
Are you going to keep your name?
Sure am.
Perfect.
Nailed it. All right. UFC 264. The main card. We're not going to talk about the prelims. The main card. Sean O'Malley versus Chris Mutino. Chris Mutino, with his very, very just like flagrant green hair.
Is that the green-haired guy?
Yeah. And
I
Sean
didn't know he had a
O'Malley-
real name. I thought he was just green-haired guy.
Yeah. He looks like a fucking human parrot. Looks like his mom fucked an actual bird.
Speaking of Fruity Loops.
Yeah. Sean O'Malley, not much better. He's gone with the old lady silver with a hint of purple. Really just a clash of the terrible, floby, bad dye jobs. This fight was awesome. Sean O'Malley was in fight shape. He was ready to go, and he was a heavy, heavy, heavy favorite. Chris Mutino takes the fight on 11 days' notice and spends about 14 minutes and 23 seconds getting punched in his face. He never stops moving forward. He looks like a different human being when it's over because of the amount of damage done to his face. I want to say, only got knocked down once at the end of the first round and just took a plethora of face shots, like Mason's sister on a Friday. Something I said.
Just trying to figure out how that would work.
Joke doesn't work if Mason's sister's a lesbian.
Right.
Ha. Well then.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. You tried. We could.
All right.
I mean, it could have been your sister, but you don't have one.
it's true. Joke doesn't have the same sting.
The joke dies right here.
Does. Anyways, he took a bunch of punches to the face. He lost the fight. Herb Dean did call the fight with like either 23 or 37
No,
seconds.
it's 23 seconds left on.
Yeah, left in the
clock.
last round.
You know what? We'll call it right here. He's done.
Either way, the real winner here, Sean O'Malley won the fight, but Chris Mutino proved that he is a bad motherfucker who is going to continue coming at you no matter what you do to him. So I would say he ultimately, big picture, walks away with a little bit more than Sean O'Malley. The women's bantamweight fight was Irene Aldana versus, here we go, Yana Kunitskaya. She's
How do you spell that?
yeah, she's a super hot. I'm gonna say maybe Slovakian or
You know, I
Russian.
noticed
She's
that
European.
when I got here, we've been hanging out down here for a little while now. You showed me all these fights between Conor McGregor and the guy with the green hair who started off the match weird looking, ended it even worse looking.
True story.
I don't remember once you showing me hot chicks fighting once.
Well, to be fair, in the UFC, in the history of the UFC, there's been like 5 of them. Coincidentally, one of them was on last night.
5. Name them all.
Ronda Rousey,
Yep.
this girl,
Okay.
and then the other 3 I can't remember.
Yeah. I can only think of this girl and Ronda Rousey.
No, there are some out there. So anyways, this fight, Yana gets her nose busted open nice and early, and then she just looks like a female, like a really sexy Ivan Drago. And that's kind of it. It ends up being a round 1 TKO. Irene Aldana takes the fight, and we move on to some really, really cool looking heavyweights. I fucking love heavyweight fighters.
Who? What was her name again? Just for science, I gotta see what she looks like.
Yana, Kunit.
Ooh, that's a last name. Kunitsakaya.
No, you pulled it right up, huh? Mason's checking to see if she is in fact blonde.
She is blonde. She is quite attractive.
Yeah.
But when she gets that nose busted open,
Yeah, she
was this from
good.
264? Aldana?
Let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's last night.
Ooh, did she squirt?
Yeah.
That came out sideways.
Classic.
That came out sideways on me. That's good.
The heavyweight fight. Jesus. Man, forgive me, especially fucking Jessica. I can already see where this is going. My ex-wife's a huge UFC fan, and I'm gonna slaughter some fucking names in this.
Is she?
Yeah. I'm gonna say Tai Tuivasa was going against Greg Hardy. For those of you who are NFL fans, Greg Hardy was a Carolina Panther and a Dallas Cowboy.
Jeff Hardy's brother.
Not Jeff Hardy's brother. That's inaccurate.
Matt Hardy's brother?
Also not Matt Hardy's brother.
Cousin.
So, these heavyweights, Greg Hardy had a lot of things to say about how much damage he was going to do to Mr. Tuivasa. And Tuivasa, kind of a jovial guy. He's got a lot of excess skin. Looks like he might have been quite a bit bigger at one point. He's lost some weight. He's in, heavyweight fight shape, which is totally different than, your regular fight shape.
Sure.
So he comes down to the ring to the Spice Girls, that "Tell Me What You Want, What You Really, Really Want" song.
Sure.
Which I'm already like, I hope this guy wins.
I wanna... Something zig-a-zag,
Zig-a-zig, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that song's about fucking her friends.
It's definitely in the song. I'm going strictly off of rumor. I'm actually going to Google this before I say it out loud. I heard something about Greg Hardy before the fight.
Was he super fat?
No, Greg Hardy. Hold on.
Nice.
Mason Vamp.
Vamping? Hey, I'm a vampire. No, but seriously, that song, right? It's about fucking her friends. Like, if you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends.
Yeah, I mean, it's that weird European, things mean different things.
No, because she literally explains how her friends want to take it.
I don't think that's true.
So I need to pull these lyrics. Am I going to have to pause this and pull lyrics real quick?
Nope, time out. I got my Greg Hardy story.
Get your Greg Hardy story.
So
Carl's Jr., that's who he is. He's Carl, because that's Hardy's
I get it. I like it. Greg Hardy was sentenced to 18 months probation and suspended for 10 games by the NFL after he was found guilty for assaulting an ex-girlfriend.
Oh, so he beats women.
So immediately I'm like, man, I hope Tuivasa fucking really, really beats this guy up. And much to my chagrin, there is a hook that lands on Greg Hardy's chin, and he goes sleepy time on his feet the whole way down, just timber.
Did you ever go night-night?
Nice, slow fall to the mat. It was very cool to watch. I love a knockout punch to begin with, but when the guy getting knocked out has his last 6 fights were against women, I say, good for you. You deserve this. You've padded your record anyways, asshole.
We have to, he's not talking anything about transgenders here. He's talking about men that beat women.
Oh, yeah. No, this is legit.
Did he do that cool thing?
He is convicted of beating a woman.
These mics are going off the handle today. All of a sudden, it's loud, it's quiet, it's loud.
I noticed that you blamed me for this earlier, and now you're taking responsibility.
I just turned mine back down. I had to turn it up. It's real crazy.
I always say this. When you do that thing with the gauges where you set it up, Tommy pulls it just into the red. As soon as it turns red, he stops, but it's in the red.
Yeah, but
it's never in the green.
And now mine's in the green, and it's just... Here, let me try this.
No, but that's my point. Maybe you got to pull it into the red.
A little bit down here. Pull it down here, right?
Okay.
And then go just in the red.
Just like that. Oh, there you go.
And now...
Maybe that'll help.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what we're going to do.
If you guys are 25 minutes into the podcast and this is helping, good. You can't give us any feedback because you're, listening to it on the radio.
Yeah, see, Carissa's agreeing with me, by the way, and she goes, totally threesome friends. Because, there are literally lyrics about, my friend likes it like this, and she wants you to finish here. Swear to God, those are in the lyrics.
I'm going to have to go back and give this song a listen, and possibly myself a tugger. We'll see.
That'd be scary, Spice.
Moving.
Now, Hardy, there's this crazy fun thing that I just love when someone gets knocked out, where they go full zombie and their arms lock out in front of them.
Almost. Hardy, when he got knocked out, the point of impact with the old hook to the chin,
yep.
He basically threw his hands up like he won. They didn't make it all the way up, but they kind of made it to show that he was to shoulder height kind of, and on his way down, which is good because who knows how much he celebrated after winning his last several fights against ex-girlfriends. So, we move on. Welterweight, the co-main event, Gilbert Burns versus Stephen Thompson. This one goes the distance. Not a very exciting fight. One of us, I'm not going to say which one, though, if you asked us all to take a poll, I was the one. Fell asleep for the first round because it was so dry.
You've fallen asleep. I've seen you fall asleep during exciting movies, slower movies.
That's
now a
valid.
UFC fight.
I'm not sure we can put it on these guys. It might just be because I sleep a lot.
Yeah. You fell asleep during the last of the Skywalkers? We went and saw Star Wars. Remember when it came out?
In the theater?
In the theater, right before the end of the world. And you fell asleep during, like, the battle scene. And I was like, how the fuck?
Yeah, battle scenes are the worst.
How is this guy asleep? And it's just like an awesome fight sequence. And it's no bad sleepy times.
The first time I ever fell asleep in the movie theater, I had gone with some chick to watch what's the realistic version of a Disney movie? Live action. I went to watch a live action version of. Oh no, that wasn't it. It was, you know what it was? It was the remake of Willy Wonka.
Ooh, that was awful.
So what's the second one? Willy Wonka, right? The first one was Charlie and the
Charlie
Chocolate
and the
Factory.
Chocolate Factory. The second one was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The first one was a lot better.
Yeah, I remember that movie starting. I remember the one little person who was then cloned a bunch of times to be.
Yeah, do you know he was a full-size actor?
And I did not know that.
Sure.
That would have kept me up a little longer.
A full-size actor, they just shrunk him down in like a TV style.
That's interesting. But yeah, I woke up at the end of the movie and she was pissed.
Yeah,
And I was like, I don't know how the fuck you're mad. I wasted all this money. You're fucking whining.
Who are you with?
Just some girl I was seeing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, me and the one that you called Togna Bologna.
Yeah.
We were making fun of you because you fell asleep during the Joker when we all went to see it.
I didn't sleep during the Joker.
Fell asleep during the Joker.
No way.
During one part, you were sleepy times.
No, two.
It doesn't.
That
It's
doesn't
still.
count. I'm a giraffe, bro.
It was opening weekend. We were all excited about this movie, and here you are snoring.
It was a great movie. I actually watched it the other day.
Haven't seen it since.
Oh, well, you should.
I might.
So, Gilbert Burns, Stephen Thompson, very boring. Not a lot of action. I will say the last couple seconds of the third round, Gilbert Burns is in kind of a standing position. Stephen Thompson is in kind of a sitting position right in front of him. And Gilbert Burns here, the winner of the fight by decision in 3 rounds, lands probably 30 fucking punches in the last 7 seconds of the fight because he just went fucking ham. Stephen Thompson was blocking most of them, so not a huge deal, but it was exciting. It was an exciting way to finish. Lastly,
I'm sorry.
brings us
When you said exciting way to finish, I just chuckled at it. It's
Nice.
probably immature of me.
brings us to our main event of the evening. Dustin Poirier, Conor
boy.
McGregor.
My boy.
Fight 1, a lot of animosity, a lot of hostility. McGregor takes it. Fight 2, McGregor's a little nicer, maybe a little more respectful. Poirier takes it. This fight, let's call it what it is. It's a rubber band match. I'm sorry, a rubber match.
Snap back.
Yeah, it's a rubber match. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of Poirier has to win because he's the better fighter at this point. He is he's got more time ahead of him and he's got more to fight for at this point as far as career or legacy. McGregor has to win because even the people there, the commentators, everybody's saying, is McGregor as good as we ever thought he was? Or did he have a couple years where he was really good? That happens. Chuck Liddell had a couple years where he was really good, and then his chin fell to pieces, and Rampage went ahead and exposed it by shattering it.
Yeah.
These fighters oftentimes have a very short lifespan, but your Anderson Silvas, your even George St. Pierre's, your Matt Hughes, those guys went. Ken Shamrock, Royce Gracie, those guys fought for really long periods of time. So is McGregor really a top tier talent, or is McGregor just a really good entertainer who happens to be able to fight? So this fight ends in 1 round. The round did finish and then got called. We'll get to that. But basically, on their feet, I was shocked to see how well McGregor was doing. Going into this, I thought McGregor stands no chance. McGregor's done. His career's over anyways. He's got to do this for the sake of it's a rubber match and everybody wants to see it. He'll get a big paycheck. He'll lose. Okay, keep it moving. McGregor on his feet, I would say was winning the fight. They end up against the cage. McGregor gets Poirier in an almost guillotine choke. and goes to his back to lock the guillotine choke. It does not work because Poirier's fucking nasty on the ground.
Yeah, you out-fight a wrestler, you out-wrestle a fighter, and McGregor tried out-wrestling a wrestler.
Well, and since the beginning of MMA, we've seen wrestling and BJJ are very dominant disciplines.
Sure.
As long as you're not standing up fighting people, you'll be fine. Poirier, knowing that, lets it go to the ground. He lets he sits in the guillotine and just kind of maneuvers his way out of it and then takes control of the fight. I will say, from his back, McGregor landed several fucking face kicks while Poirier was standing up and trying to figure out what he was going to do. Poirier and McGregor both just the nasty, nasty elbows and forearms. And, oh, man, it was so good for while it lasted. They make it back to their feet at the very end of the round. McGregor and Poirier both throw right crosses. Both miss their right crosses. I'm talking seconds left. Nothing special. McGregor takes a step back. He then kind of just falls. You can see him, what looked like a surprised face from McGregor to Poirier, and he lands on his butt against the cage. So he's sitting against the cage. And Poirier just pounces on him, starts throwing, just haymaker punch after haymaker punch. The round ends. The ref gets in there, and he stops him. And McGregor points to his ankle and says, "Hey, asshole, my fucking foot's broken." And
oh boy, did it break!
That what I thought was a look of surprise from McGregor to Poirier, like, "Oh my God, I'm falling." That wasn't what he was doing. It was when they played it back, I saw very clearly it was a look of extreme pain because his foot, in fact, snapped in half. I mean, it broke like a twig, and that's why he fell. And then he couldn't even oh my God, my foot! I want to hold it because it's in pain. He had to cover his face because Poirier was trying to knock his fucking head off.
No, well.
So it was a pretty exciting end of round one. Poirier not so kind to McGregor after the fight when he got his opportunity to speak. I believe he either called him a piece of trash, a piece of garbage, or a piece of shit. One of those three, I can't remember.
Well, what did McGregor say?
McGregor, from the right off the rip, when they called the fight, McGregor was like, "Fuck you, put it in a splint. This isn't over." And I'm picturing this. Let's just say McGregor gets his way. We put it in a splint. Are they going to fight from their knees? He's not going to be able to really pound. He doesn't have that animal in him. He can't coil like a snake and throw punches. So you put him on their knees and just let him go. All right.
Just toddler fight style?
Shoulders up. Just face punches from here on out, guys. Whoever gets knocked out first loses. There are no rounds. This is McGregor's. I get it. He's passionate about what he's doing. He wants to fight. But it was just funny. He's put it in a splint. Fuck him. This ain't over. Poirier says some not nice things. McGregor screaming from the side, not in pain, but just this isn't over. I'll meet you outside. It was not the finish that anybody wanted. Everybody wanted to see one of these guys win. I think everybody wanted to see McGregor win for the sake of McGregor's pride. I also think for the sake of the UFC, McGregor losing has to happen.
Yeah, it sure does.
I think we're at the end of the McGregor run. Now, don't get me wrong. If they do this Fight 3 Part 2, I will watch it. I would love to see this exact same fight start over.
Yeah, if Poirier was like, "Listen, your leg randomly broke."
Yeah. That's a coincidence. I
break,
did not beat you.
According to Conor McGregor, it broke because he was punching his head off and kicking his legs off.
Yeah.
Poirier, so...
He's punching his bloody head in. He's kicking his bloody legs off.
Yeah, he also said that, "I don't care if it happens in the octagon.
Or on the sidewalk.
Or on the sidewalk. We are going to fight again."
Yep. Poirier said he's pretty sure that the ankle fractured when he was checking McGregor's kicks early in the fight. McGregor says, "You ain't checked shit." So, all in all, an awesome fight card. Only one kind of boring fight. Other than that, it was pretty exciting. We got to see some blood, which I always love. We got to see some knockouts, which I always love.
I love a good knockout. Nothing makes me happier than a solid knockout. I will literally just go and look on YouTube.
But not a TKO. I don't want to see the ref jump in there. I want to see somebody just start snoring.
Oh, yeah, no, knockout walkaways.
Oh, yeah.
Hernandez.
Yeah.
He was the king of them. where he would throw a punch so perfectly that he knew that he could just walk away and he'd turn around and his opponent's on the ground sleeping.
You could.
And it's always been one of my favorite things to look at.
Do you watch World Star Hip Hop?
No.
World Star.
I watch Country Star Hip Hop.
Okay. If you go to World Star on YouTube, just look up World Star fistfights, World Star knockouts, World Star anything like that.
Yeah.
There are so many just straight up good ass hood fights. I could do it all day. I could watch them all day. And, those escalate. It's like, 1-on-1, and then it's like 19-on-7. Like, it's crazy what happens, in the real world.
Do they still always yell World Star?
Absolutely. When you're watching those videos, everybody in the back is like, World Star! Which makes it all the better, because they're not even worried about the fight in front of them. They're worried about the views that they're getting on their phone.
No, of course.
Anyways, that's my assessment of UFC 264. If you want to cue the outro music.
Still having hard times controlling the mic levels here, guys. And I'm just going to
You can do it as a whole at the end.
I'm just going to ignore it at this point. Like it is what it is. Uh-oh.
What?
What did I do what I think I did?
I don't have a clue. What do you think you did? Anyways, that's my assessment of UFC 264. If you want to.
Oh no.
What'd you do?
Undo.
Put the outro music after the
Undo
intro
paste.
music?
I put them. It was I don't know where it landed, but
Nice.
I didn't make sure my cursor where it was supposed to be. So I just pasted it in the middle of somewhere.
Nice.
Which is good times.
All right, so we're good on the outro and
We're
the
good
intro?
now. Yep, we're good now. I'm gonna
Okay.
start recording again.
Yeah.
Just cruising through these.
We're coming hard. If you just hit record right before I said we're coming hard, that's perfect.
I really hope I tried to. I knew you were going to say something, so I think I did. I'm not sure if it caught right there or not.
Well, we'll find out when we listen back later on. So, Mason, the
Yeah?
Animal Family game. We've had the vocab game. You understand how that game works. We've had the unusual team name game.
Right.
You understand how that game works. Mason, I'm going to hand you this dinner plate, which is the fine china. For those of you looking, that is basically a standard paper plate, about 14 inches.
Is that Chinette?
It is
Dixie.
Dixie. This is
Okay.
a Dixie
Okay.
plate. Pretty large. Dixie enormous. What I have on the back here, if you can see this, I have a list of 10 categories.
Mm-hmm.
Or that's I guess how we're gonna explain
Okay.
it. Then I have a list of 10 animals.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna give you both sets of 10, so you can look at them. So what you have, Mason's reading this for the first time. I will read it to you guys. What we have for categories, we have ambush, meaning an ambush of animals, crash, shiver, muster, gaze, pandemonium, colony, cast, army, and bask. Again, think like flock of seagulls.
Jesus.
Think pack of wild dogs. So these things are a group of animals. Now, here are your animals that you're going to match to the category, which before this game started, Mason, you said, oh, this isn't good for you, Pat, because I'm so good at this.
I thought I was going to be really good at this, but I'm looking at them. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to get any of these. Like, there's some that kind of make sense.
I'm giving you full credit if you can score a 50. If you can score a 50, I say you won the game.
Like, there's one that kind of makes sense, right? So you got shiver.
Okay.
You kind of want to say, like, oh, it's a shiver of penguins, because I see penguins in the animal category.
I can see your logic.
And because they're cold. They huddle together because they're cold.
Okay.
That's not my final answer. We're going
I
to
understand.
list all the
Yep,
animals.
You have a pen there.
I'm gonna do like in school.
I don't know if it's going to work out that well.
I don't know if it's
going
gonna work. Yeah, it's gonna get very.
You could write 1 to 10 on the left side of the categories, and then 1 to 10 on the right side of animal with the corresponding category, though.
So why don't I just tell you what I think each one is, and you
That's
just tell
fine.
me as I go along.
Okay. For you at home or in your car, the animals: sharks, rhinos, parrots, crabs, frogs, tigers, raccoons, crocodiles when they're on land,
Only on land.
penguins, and peacocks. So here's the thing. This is interesting about a group of crocodiles. A group of crocodiles on land has one name, which I will not tell you. A group of crocodiles in the water is called a float.
That makes sense because they do that.
Because they float. They,
Yeah.
in fact, float. So that didn't give anything away because you're still, without the answer.
Man.
So, Mason, are you prepared to play the Animal Family game?
Okay, ready?
I am, in fact, ready.
Sharks is a basque of sharks.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you where you're at? Or are we going to wait till the end?
I mean, I'd like to know if I was right with basque. I can't go back on it.
Right, because you could pick Basque for a second category if you're wrong.
No, I could pick sharks if I'm wrong. I can't pick basque again.
Okay.
Or it depends. Yeah, I could whichever one.
You could.
I could change it.
You are 0 for 1.
Oh, so that's not bueno. Now, rhinos, I know them. They like to run at things. Is this a crash of rhinos?
You are 1 for 2. A crash of rhinos.
Okay. I have to go with my first instinct here. A shiver of penguins.
You are 1 for 3.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Crocodiles on land. Now, if they float in the water... Oh, man. I'm really between a pandemonium and an ambush here. Is that a cast? What is a cast? Oh, jeez. All right. Ambush of crocodiles on land.
You are 1 for 4.
This is not looking good for me. The old boy. A gaze of peacocks.
You are 1 for 5.
Jesus. These are rough.
Yeah.
These are rough. Oh, it's a colony of penguins.
You are 2 for 6.
Yeah, it's a colony of penguins. I'm over here like, colony? Oh, that sounds familiar. Oh, yeah. Answers afterwards makes more sense because that way either wins or lose. I'm 2 for 6. There's actually no way of me winning at this point.
You can win. You only need 3 more in 4 guesses.
So I've already guessed ambush. I can't guess that one
but you guessed
again.
it incorrectly.
Yeah, no, but if I could eventually get them all right.
Well, you only have 4 more guesses, bro.
Oh, that's a good point. I only have 4 more guesses. Man. Pandemonium. It's such a weird word.
This is a great game. I'm excited.
Muster of frogs.
We're 2 for 7.
Shit. Can I win? I still have 3 guesses.
Yep.
I have to get. If I get this next one wrong, I'm done.
That is correct.
So the cast of tigers.
You are 2 for 8. He threw his game board. It's over.
I can't win. I
the
lose.
The judge wins.
I lose. I bet against the house. I shouldn't have.
Now, in your defense, these are some pretty obscure names. However, when you hear how obvious some of them are, you're gonna be like, "Motherfucker, I should have done."
Sure.
That.
Well, I mean, I feel like I got the obvious ones like the rhino and.
So yeah, take that one for example. A crash of rhinos. When you think of rhinos, you could see them crashing into anything.
Yeah, like Dave Matthews.
Yeah. The first one, an ambush of tigers.
Oh yeah, that's how they talk.
But you didn't get that one right.
No, because I was thinking alligators for an ambush or something.
Okay. A crash of rhinos, a shiver of sharks. Same theory.
Okay.
A muster of peacocks which I can only relate. Everything about A Muster of Peacocks makes me think of the game Clue.
All I can think about is his Custer, his last stand and everything. It was
Okay.
weird.
A gaze of raccoons, which I relate that to, like if you have like the circles around your eyes that they see you have raccoon eyes and eyes gaze. I was like, man, I guess that kind of goes
okay,
together.
sure. Okay.
I don't know where this one comes from, except Coco Beware did have a parrot, a pandemonium of parrots, a colony of penguins,
A pandemonium of parrots.
pandemonium.
When you think
Ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be pandemonium tonight.
when you think of pandemonium, don't you think like hectic and scary?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a parrot and got scared?
You ever seen a large group of parrots?
No.
Yeah, it'd be fucking terrifying, wouldn't it?
No.
It'd be pandemonium.
No, actually, I would. A murder of crows scares the shit out of me.
Well, I didn't put that on here because that one was too obvious.
No, that makes sense. Couldn't have given me any easy ones.
A colony of penguins, a cast of crabs, which makes sense because it's like the crab is wearing a cast all over its body.
Sure, if you think of it that way. I was thinking like movie stars.
And
Penguins are movie stars.
an army of frogs, I immediately thought of Battletoads, the video game.
Oh, Battletoads, yeah. They're also green, which is a lot of camouflage colors.
Yeah.
So an army, I guess, maybe.
And lastly, the dead giveaway here. Crocodiles in water are a float. On land, they're a bask. They're basking in the sunlight.
Makes sense.
Mason, 2 for 10 after
After aggressively saying I was gonna kick this game's ass.
Yeah. After you McGregored yourself in this game. You told us you were coming into the fight, planning to win. You didn't even know why you were here.
I was in there looking at those words. I was kicking their bloody heads in.
Yeah. I was fucking spelling them.
Spelling them out, thanking them.
So that is the Animal Family game.
That
I
hurt.
had a good time. I hope you had a good time.
I like a good challenge. I did not rise to the occasion this time, but it was fun. I'd like to see Tommy do something like that.
Yeah, I agree. Now,
That was a weird.
we
hiccup.
did a little bit of conversation about the UFC earlier in the show.
Oh.
Now we're going to talk about a different type of fight club.
Yeah, we are.
Mason and I didn't like the show on Wednesday. We said we got to come a little harder on Sunday. We got to come up with a little bit of a better story, something that we can spend our time, read the story, really know what we're talking about. Wednesday kind of went in ill-prepared, admittedly. Not the first time, probably not going to be the last time. Don't like to do a lot of preparation for the show. This story, Mason finds, it's a fucking gem. Mason's out there like a diamond farmer, just in an ore mine, a mine, just looking for absolute fucking beautiful jewelry for the show, and finds a article. Mason, what's the title of the article?
Greenpoint parents rumble over McGorlick McGolrick's Park's Kitty Fight Club.
That would be Kitty, Kiddie, not Kitty, like meow.
Yeah.
This is about a children's fucking fight club.
And the first rule, we're going to talk about it.
First rule of Fight Club, it happens on the Number 9 with Tommy podcast, out loud for all to hear.
I love this story, Patrick. I love it so very much. And if you're watching along, I pulled up the headline. This kid pictured is one of the kids in the actual Fight Club.
He is squared off on the playground of the home of the Fight Club. He's got a little urban camo hoodie with some bright orange fight shorts.
How old do you say this kid is?
He's got some fucking Reeboks or Nikes on. That kid is he's actually in the youngest Fight Club age group, which is 5 to 7 year olds.
5
That is correct.
to 7-year-olds. Fight Club.
So this story, which we're going to bring you through most of, I took a lot of it out because I didn't want to just sit here and read for the whole podcast. I actually did break it down into colors, so if you'd like to read the green parts, I'll read the yellow parts, and we will deliver this story. Feel free to interrupt me. Trust me, I will interrupt you whenever we feel like it. But the story is by Joshua Steen. You ready?
Absolutely.
Could be
Actually,
Stein.
I will be ready in 2 seconds. Did you?
Oh yeah, you don't have this in front of you.
I sure don't. You.
My beef, son. My beef.
Yeah, you're like, if you want to read these parts, go for it. And I'm like,
sure. You want to read this thing that you can't see because I'm holding it?
Sure would love to.
87. That's us. All right.
Okay. Sure.
Enhance. I can see mine just fine. Oh, there you go. You're beautiful.
I know. Thank you.
All right. So here we go. Zach squares off in the playground. On a sweltering June day, a welter of yelps rose from the playground in the northeastern corner of Greenpoint's leafy, tidy McGregor Park. The playground had been lined with a sturdy foam in 2018 to soften the landings of children. But there were still injuries to be had. The heat would not deter the meeting of the Greenpoint Fight Club. A group of 5 to 7-year-olds gather after school on most days in parent-sanctioned combat.
Parent-sanctioned combat.
It's so.
It's such
PSC is my favorite term.
That's a great band name.
Oh my God, it is.
Just parent-sanctioned combat. We are parent-sanctioned combat. And just like the heaviest drum solo.
That's fucking great.
The first rule of Fight Club is not talk about Fight Club. It is also the second rule. For months, that was true to the GFC too. The Omerta was observed.
Omerta is what the mob used. That was we don't talk about mafia.
Okay,
that is the Omerta.
Was observed until an early Thursday evening in May when a parent posted a question on the Facebook group called Brooklyn Baby Huey. Did anyone see the Kid Fight Club happening at McGregor Park Playground today? She wrote, I don't know how else to describe it. I was a bit shocked at how aggressive it was, and it was apparently parent-sanctioned, as there was a group watching.
For her part, the original poster worried that her children who saw the tussling might feel scared. I'm all for kids wrestling and having some fun, she wrote. My kids do it all the time at home. But watching this full-on fight fest was very jarring and something I wouldn't want my kids to witness. She ended her post with the suggestion that maybe the parents involved can take the kids to a grassy area instead. There's plenty of room at McGregor.
I love the fact that she's not like, hey, cut this shit. Stop letting our kids fight
this
each
woman's
other.
Like, these 5 and 7-year-olds are right in front of the fucking slide, okay? Like, this one got blood on the monkey bars, and that's distracting. My kids could pick something up off of that. Never mind the fact that these kids are in fucking sanctioned fights. She's like, put them in the grass. Blood doesn't stain grass. Blood makes the grass grow. Kill.
Go over there. It's nice and soft.
This is like the most American fucking post I've ever seen.
The comments came fast and hard like Patrick on a Saturday night. Some agreed with her that the violence was terrifying. As one parent wrote, the public playground is a great space to everyone to blow off steam, but everyone also needs to feel safe doing so, and this post is about someone expressing they do not feel safe. But another parent, whose child often participates in the Fight Club, rejoined, we should definitely not be banished from the playground. To this, another mother posted, roughhousing might not be a behavior everyone wants their children exposed to. Another local mom tartly asks, so you want to make a 6-year-old move to the grass because he wants to play a sport he plays so your child won't see it? That feels kind of entitled. Before adding, lots of things happen in the public park that I don't agree with, but it also comes with the territory of living in New York City.
So, to her point, hold on. You want my kid, who enjoys this sport, to move over to an area so your kid can't see it? Like, fuck you. Now we've gone from the most American news article in history to the most New York news article in history.
Yeah, like, you don't like it? Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, my kid could beat up your kid. You don't believe me? I'll see you at fucking Fight Club.
Of other Italian or New Yorker phrases.
Yeah, I'm not worried about your husband and my husband because they both got to work on Monday. Nobody needs a black guy. But these kids are going to school. Fuck them. Eventually, Julie Wilson, the mother of one of the children involved, stepped in to clarify that although the parents do call the Fight Club a fight club, what goes on has little to do with the
nihilistic
Brad Pitt movie. Here's the story. She explained, there's a bunch of kids who like play fighting. Some of them, including mine, take martial arts classes and they use the skills that they've learned. Some just like to wrestle and jump on each other. Because we all have very active boys, we're in the park every day. At some point most days, the kids end up fighting, usually on the rubber mats, by the tightrope. Meet me over there by the tightrope. Usually on the rubber mats, by the tightrope, where there's the most room. As parents, we don't want anyone to get hurt, but we do want our kids to play the way they like. So we set some rules, such as no kicking, no punching, and we let them do their thing. Mason,
Yeah.
where are you at on Kids Fight Club?
Man, I tell you, there was a kids' fight club when I was growing up. It was called My Basement. Me and my brother always fought.
Sure.
My mother's version of kids' section fight club was, hey, if you're going to fight, go outside and kill each other.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
it was the 90s.
I gotta tell you.
This is, I mean, I can't say I'm for it. I can't say I'm against it either, though. It's pretty fucking funny.
This is where I'm at. And going into this, I was like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Obviously, I'm wholeheartedly against this. After reading this article, specifically that last thing, where she says there's a bunch of kids who like play fighting, some of them, including mine, take martial arts classes, and they use the skills that they've learned. Well, where the fuck else can they do it? Because kids that practice football can play wherever they want. Kids that practice basketball can play wherever they want. Kids that practice baseball, they're playing and stopping for fucking cars in the street. These kids who are in these BJJ classes or wrestling or boxing, these young kids who need that outlet, and we're in an era of very severe mental health deficiency in America. We're in an era of ADD and ADHD and kids needing outlets. I say, bring those fucking kids to Fight Club and let them. There's no punching. There's no kicking. Okay, so your kid got scraped up. Maybe he got slammed. Maybe he broke his wrist.
Tweaked the
All
neck.
those things happen in every fucking sport. A 7-year-old punching a 7-year-old in the head is going to be so much less severe than, 20 years ago we put them in football helmets and let them fucking smash their heads together. This is nothing like that. A 7-year-old isn't destroying another 7-year-old.
Yeah, I can remember being a kid, and a buddy of mine got a trampoline.
Sure.
You know what we turned that trampoline into?
A wrestling ring.
Hell yes, we did.
You know what you set up next to it? A fucking ladder.
No, we were setting up tables.
Yeah.
I did swanton bonds through tables through
Absolutely.
kids. We were terrified.
So these kids-
If I were to see that now, I'd be like,
Yeah. Yeah, backyard wrestling was
it was
huge in the 90s.
giant thing in the 90s.
But these kids aren't backyard wrestling. These kids aren't smashing fucking light bulbs over each other's heads. They're on a rubberized plaything.
Nothing goes poof like a long fluorescent bulb you find in
Oh,
your
God,
father's
the powder
basement.
from those things.
Man.
Nobody should have breathed that shit in. I breathed in so much.
No, but nothing like shatters in such a beautiful way.
Yeah, I feel you.
Ugh.
No, listen, these kids are outside. So, first off, that's a win.
They're
not on their
away
fucking
from the TV,
tablets.
or
Yeah.
tablets and the computers.
Second, these kids have fucking friends. Okay, they're their fight partners. They're their fight opponents. Not that we read the whole story, but there is part of the story. There's these two kids. One of them is the kid from the photo, and they're playing like they run across the monkey bars, and then they have a little scrap, and then they run up on top of the jungle gym, and then they have they take the slide down. They have a little scrap. They kind of just keep fighting, but keep playing. They're fucking friends.
Yeah.
And they keep breaking into fights. And then they'll, oh, this is fucking exhausting. We do this every day. You're just as good as me, so neither one of us can win.
Also, the unbelievable workout that these kids are getting. They're
so
staying
these
active
kids
and
are getting
being
their
healthy.
exercise. They have fucking friends. They're not in front of a TV. The injuries are going to happen no matter what you do. I don't think that a fighting environment for 5 to 7-year-olds is any more dangerous than football, basketball, baseball.
Yep.
You ever been hit in the fucking face with a baseball?
Sure have.
Shit doesn't not hurt.
The only thing I can think of that could become somewhat disruptive if these kids don't realize that this is the space that you do it, and it's not at the school playground.
Sure,
or
no different
it's
than any other sport.
You
Yeah.
can't throw a ball in the house. You
Right.
can't, belly to back suplex your buddy through the table in the house.
Yeah, that's fair. No throwing the fucking ball in the house. Okay. Take it outside. Okay. Hey, Fight Club, backyard. Not on the fucking
Get
couch.
that
Go.
arm bar off my dining room table.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. If you're going to hit a numoplata, do it in the fucking grass.
That's a shit triangle chokehold. Get the hell outside.
Yeah, go do push-ups. I saw that fucking, I saw that arm hold. Get the fuck out of here. Don't bring that weak shit to my house.
Yeah.
I'm telling your fucking mother you just did that. You're not gonna fucking bend your hips.
The power comes from the waist, Johnny.
I am wholeheartedly on page with Children's Fight Club. I think it's a great idea, and I think that when 20 years from now, when these fucking New York kids are destroying everybody in UFC because they've been practicing since they were fucking 5 years old.
Oh, we're gonna read about young Johnny in UFC. Literally.
Yeah, well, basically, I was at a playground and my mom was like, "Hey, sucker punch that kid, start a fight." These kids are going to be better trained. They're going to be better prepared. They're going to not lose as many fights when they grow up.
Chris says, "Don't worry, it'll be at our house." Lily and Willow SmackDown 2022.
Let's go.
I swear, if they're fighting at 1 and 2 years old, that's going to be a problem.
Oh, they're definitely going to be fighting.
At 1 and 2,
they're siblings, man.
1 and 2. I have hardwoods. I don't have carpet.
Yeah, well,
I'm thinking about getting an area carpet just because the baby's walking.
Well, fucking put them in bicycle helmets. Let them go.
Dope. Yoga mats in the basement.
That's right. All right.
I think it's a good time to hear from our sponsors. Right now, this very moment. Nice. What do you think, Pat?
Do it.
I did a game ad earlier, so right to review. And maybe this time I pay attention to where I'm pasting it. Yeah, right there. Paste at the end. Perfect. Also, Money in the Bank, Our House, Pat.
I'm there. So's Miss Elizabeth.
Dope.
Ooh, yeah! All right.
Hold on.
All right, Mason, this is it. The last segment of the trilogy.
This is a big one.
You know what? I was just going to ask you how long this article looked. The last segment is titled simply, "Is the American Flag Racist?" So, let's see. We're gonna be very specific about who claimed this. This was not the Black Lives Matter movement. This is a Black Lives Matter chapter in Utah has called the American flag a symbol of hatred, only one used by dumb racists.
So much offense I take to that because I literally have it tattooed on my arm.
Yep. So, Black Lives Matter Utah wrote in a July 4th post alongside an image of the Stars and Stripes, "When we black Americans see this flag, we know the person flying it is not safe to be around. When we see this flag, we know the person flying it is a racist. When we see this flag, we know that the person flying it lives in a different America than we do. When we see the flag, we question your intelligence. We know to avoid you. It is a symbol of hatred." That is written by founder. It was written by. Oh shit! I deleted her name when I deleted a bunch of the stuff because the article.
I don't even think she deserves the name.
I don't disagree. I will say. The Lex Scott, who is the founder of the chapter, says that's not part of the national BLM organization. Like that's not their overall feelings.
It's spineless.
This group, however, said because it is a symbol of hate, this country has created genocide under that flag. We will not pledge allegiance to that flag. We will not stand for the national anthem. We will not respect a piece of cloth that you respect more than black lives. One member was genuinely hurt, saying, "You're alienating people. Please take it back," in the group comments. The group also claims that it received death threats, closing down the comments section and vowing to donate $3 for every negative comment toward helping re-elect progressive squad member Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Who we all know have some sort of lust for.
Yeah, well, she's super hot. There's a quote, "Listen, Karen, confronting you and this country about your racism isn't hatred." The chapter wrote, using a stereotype for angry white women and a comment attacking critics for using repeat negative stereotypes. We will proactively destroy the systems that continue to give you the power to marginalize people of color, period. The group continued saying, taste your fear. Oh, they can taste your fear, and it tastes delicious. The Utah Republican chairman Carson Jorgensen told the Salt Lake Tribune, the American flag is a symbol of freedom and opportunity to the world. The new bill that the BLM is trying to pass would ban political flags from flying at U.S. embassies, blah, 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 blah. Mason, all of the rest of this is kind of mumbo-jumbo, except the very last part. She says, the woman who wrote the post, despite the death threats, the BLM group later posted a series of celebratory messages bragging about how they had just pissed off every Republican in America. That was a good day. We pissed off every racist Republican in this country. It is an honor, the group wrote late Wednesday night, along with a Beyonce meme, signing off, okay, sleep tight, insurrectionists. We love you. Mason, did you hear the part? Because I read everything that they said. I did not leave one of their comments out. Did you hear the part that explained why the American flag was racist?
I'm still confused on why it's racist.
So, that's because there's not a thing in this entire argument, this entire attack on the American flag that says that they're racist. I will say this, that the American flag that I know, because she said we know two different American flags, the American flag that I know stands for liberty.
Yep.
And justice for all.
And the pursuit of happiness. Yeah, the pursuit of happiness is somewhere in that flag.
Freedom, liberty, justice for all. That's what the flag is, right? So, I'm not sure who's not covered under all, but it's got to be a pretty small group.
Yeah, but you know who has a flag that doesn't cover everybody?
The BLM chapter in Utah does not have an all-inclusive flag. I'm positive.
Correct. In fact, most of, and I'm not going to say all, because I'm not going to say all. This is where I lose fans, by the way.
Sure.
Most of the BLM movement is very much anti anything other than B. All right.
Right. And so, listen, I'm down with this.
And here's a lyric that we haven't, a song that we haven't discussed on this show.
Okay.
It's from Tom McDonald. We talk about him all the time, right? So have you actually broken down No Lives Matter on the show?
That was, if I'm not mistaken, that's the first song we ever broke down.
So in that song, he says, Black Lives Matter got so aggressive. White folks who agree can't support the message. Both sides go to war because they don't respect it. Our social climate from the global tension turned to total violence and a whole depression. We could unify and then go all against them, but we let them divide us with votes and elections.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm with Tom McDonald on that one.
You know, and Black Lives Matter is a valuable movement, but All Lives Matter isn't racist or stupid. It's non-black humans who don't feel included. All colors fall under laws that govern the whole country, and we all suffer, we're all broke, and no one recovers until we accept that we're all brothers. Whew, that's a mouthful.
Tom McDonald breaking it down very poignantly. Yeah, here's the thing, man. I don't harbor hatred for any group of individuals based on any physical characteristic, period. In fact, I can't think of too many people that I hate. The people that I do hate, I know very, very well. And that's why I hate them.
You're right. Yeah.
This is certainly not like I see, like a black guy on the side of the road and I'm like, hate that motherfucker.
Yeah, no,
nope, don't know that motherfucker. In fact, automatically I love that motherfucker.
I love you.
Until you put me into a position to put you in this very small box of people that I hate.
People hate for no reason, I can love for no reason, right?
There are very, very few. And it's either a direct thing that you did to me or supporting somebody who did a direct thing to me that you're well aware of and you pay no attention to. Kind of like I don't support people who stand aside Derek Chauvin and let him do what he's doing. It's the same thing. I don't support anybody who stands aside and lets evil happen. But this group, I don't have any hatred for. I wish somebody could convey to them that they are not the enemy. Because that's what they're feeling. They're feeling like they're the fucking enemy. And as a result, they're rising up because you have this fight or flight, and they're ready to fight. They're going, hey, fuck you guys, because it was fuck us first.
And turning themselves into an enemy.
Sure.
So I'm not a racist man. I proudly hang an American flag on my front lawn.
That's because you're racist.
I have American flag tattooed into my skin on my left arm.
Well, that might as well be a swastika.
To call me racist because I support my country? I signed up to fight for this country a long time ago. Things happened, didn't happen, but your brother served.
That's when you became racist?
That's when I became, apparently. I do math.
Yeah, that's a good point. So is the entirety of the American military all racist because they have the flag on their uniform?
Including the black members, the Hispanic members.
I would say especially the black members. They're wearing the same flag as the people that you're saying hate them. Like, this is just such an asinine claim. There's not a single piece of supporting evidence except you're creating genocide. If you're familiar with that term, I think the name that everybody relates to genocide first would automatically be Hitler.
Absolutely.
Right? Hitler, look, there's genocide. Boom, I just thought of Adolf Hitler.
Right.
So they don't name a person. They don't name a group of people other than people who wave the American flag. So if the American flag is racist, is every flag racist? Is it just, like, you're not telling me why the American flag is racist other than it stands for genocide. So is the German flag racist? Like, which flags are and are not racist? Here's a thought. A flag can't be fucking racist.
No.
Now, if you were to say the Confederate flag is racist, I understand your misinformed comment. I get what you're trying to say. The flag itself is not racist. You think that the flag represents racism, and the people who wave it may be racist. Now, I get it. I still don't wholeheartedly agree. If my complaint with the Confederate flag would be, it's the flag of a foreign fucking nation. So don't wave the fucking flag of a foreign fucking nation and then be a proud American, unless you were born in a foreign nation or have lineage from the foreign nation. Like, I don't care about if you have a Puerto Rican flag hanging from your fucking rearview mirror. Got it. So you're Puerto Rican American. Understood.
Right.
I don't have an Irish flag. I don't consider myself Irish American. I'm fucking American.
I'm an American.
I can name like 3 places in Ireland, and I can impersonate the accent poorly.
Yeah, no, I mean, my family comes from all over the place. I'm American. I don't have any other flag other than the American flag.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's sad to think that I get it. I understand that America doesn't have the greatest past as far as treating people as equals.
No. Okay, so to that point, who does?
Nobody. Absolutely zero of the countries.
Which country has this stellar track record of just treating people other than fucking Canada?
Nope.
Listen,
Nope.
those beady-eyed, flapping-head Canadians.
So
I got another thing for. Well, we could do a whole episode.
True
on
story.
Canada.
You know how my family got to America? Because my great-great-grandfather was born in Montreal. I found that out recently.
Hey?
I was always told that I was Native American. I come to find out I'm Native North American, but Native Canadian.
How did you find out?
So there's actually, you know where I traced my family back to? You know how they talk about the reservation on Letterkenny? The very same.
I do.
The very same reservation is where my family's from.
Interesting.
But we came to America because it wasn't safe for Native Americans to be in Canada during the French Indian War.
So what you're saying is that the Canadian flag and the French flag are both racist.
Both racist. No, but there's not a single country that has. I mean, you can't. I couldn't name one. I couldn't name a single country that is. I mean, there's still countries that are a lot more racist than America ever was.
Here's the thing. At one point, we had slaves, right? And I'm not sure when the flag with the 13 stars changed to the current, like the recognized United States flag.
We added more colonies.
Yeah, but
the 13 stars were for the 13 original colonies.
No, I'm with you, but did we go from 13 to 14 to 15? You know, like, we have 50 on it now.
Now we have 13 stripes for the colonies. So it's a great question.
Right. My thing is, when we had the 13 stars, we also had slavery. And that flag, if you were to say that flag represents a time in America's history where racism was prevalent, I would say that is an indisputable fact. You are correct. it does represent that time period.
Sure.
If you were to say that the flag with the 50 stars of the United States, not the colonies, the United States of America, represents any type of hatred whatsoever. In fact, if you said it represents anything other than a big, fat, fucking overfed eagle flying through a clear blue sky, I would say you're full of shit.
With a cheeseburger in his talons.
With a big fucking just drooling grease and just, awful anxiety and mental health issues.
How long before you think we changed the American flag to have like an asterisk or something for Puerto Rico, or because we have now more places that aren't necessarily states, but under our wings.
I would be fine with the addition of stars. I think that's a great idea. I think we should include DC because it's a voting district. I think we should include Puerto Rico. I'm pretty sure there's another one that we're not naming, and I can't think of what it is. If that means we need to reconfigure how the stars sit, perfectly fine with that.
But getting rid of the flag altogether, I'm not.
Yeah, or something more extreme, like if you said we want to do the entire outline of the flag in yellow, right? Like the rectangle that encompasses the flag. If you said we're going to do it yellow for Puerto Rico, I'm not sure that I would agree with that because you're giving a lot of real estate to one of 50-something territories.
It's no longer everybody is equal. It's now...
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's not equal. That's not an equal addition of the flag. If you said we're going to make one star in the blue, right, one big star, and then we're going to scatter the stars through the 13 stripes, I'd be cool with that. There are ways we could configure the flag to make a new American flag about, progress and moving forward. I wouldn't suggest it, but I would get on board. I wouldn't fight it.
So this argument came up a couple of years ago in the LGBTQ community. There was a group of African American people inside the LGBTQ community that wanted to add a stripe to the flag, a black stripe to the flag, to represent now African American LGBTQ people.
Well, that's a very specific group.
Sure is. Because that LGBTQ flag is supposed to encompass everybody in that community. There was no white stripe for the white people in the LGBTQ. There was no yellow stripe for any other,
I'm pretty sure they just have the Roy G. Biv.
It was literally the rainbow.
Yeah.
And they wanted to add a black stripe for the African American LGBT community.
Yeah.
So you're already part of the LGBTQ community.
Yeah, being black doesn't make you gay. Being gay doesn't make you black.
You're part of America.
Right.
You're part of America. We can't say, "Oh, this flag is not for you." It's for you too.
Yeah, I don't even like
the fact that you can say this.
The fact that the LGBTQ has an independent flag to represent them, I don't really like. They fall under the American flag. They're still fucking American.
Sure, but they never say they didn't. Now that one is different. That is not really a flag as far as nation.
Sure, if this is like your branding, if this is your logo,
sure,
good for you.
It's a support symbol. That's
sure,
all that is.
But
McDonald's has a flag.
Yeah,
big red flag with a big yellow M.
Yeah,
that is closer to a nation flag than the LGBTQ community flag.
McDonald's also is less American than the LGBTQ community because McDonald's does not give a fuck where they're setting up their next post.
No, not even a little bit. But this is it's gone so far from all inclusivity, and I know I just messed that up. I feel like Tom right now.
All inclusivity.
It's gone way far from that to we want more than anybody else because we feel like we deserve it.
Yeah, you owe us. We're entitled to more.
But in the reality, it's our ancestors owe you. Yeah, we're sorry.
Here's the thing.
I don't know what to tell you. It's just...
I did some things when I was a kid, right? Maybe we'll say I hit somebody who didn't deserve to be hit.
Sure. This
is a long time later. I personally was responsible for it. I'm not sorry for it. If you asked me then, I would have said, yeah, I feel bad. I shouldn't have done that. But it didn't affect anybody long term. I didn't kill anybody. Well, actually, that's a bad example because we did kill some people as a nation. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't be sorry for what happened. We should be sorry for what happened. I'm saying you can't hold 12-year-old Patrick you can't hold 36-year-old Patrick responsible for what 12-year-old Patrick did when he was being 12 years old. The nation was young. Mm-hmm. The nation was lost. The nation was angry. The nation was hateful. The
Against
nation
everybody, by the
was
way.
kicking and clawing to get the fuck out of a very bad situation. And as a result, made some very unfortunate decisions. I don't want to sound popular because they were just plain out wrong. Slavery never should have happened in any culture, but it continued to happen. It wasn't just America. It's not like that's the racist American proof is slavery existed. Nope, slavery existed in lots of places.
And this is crazy, is slavery happened in America a couple different times.
And depending on how you argue it, some people will say that we still have slaves in America. It's a different type.
Yeah.
It's a different idea. We are going to continue to make bad decisions. This is going to happen. Band together. Love your neighbor.
There it is.
Work as a collective unit. America could be great. It is not. It's a very fucking weird time. This is like truly because we talk about this 240-year thing, right? Civilizations continuously collapse after their 240th birthday. It's like that's the ugly, gangly, awkward teenage years. We're there. We can do this. Like, stop focusing on the pimple on your face and start focusing on your character as a whole, and we will get through this. You with me?
I am. I could go on for another 3 hours. We don't have time for that.
Carissa said wings will be provided. She's talking about the wrestling.
Yeah, still talking about the wrestling. That was a while ago. She said that. We ignored it. We were in deep conversation about a very big issue that I hope to see a resolution for sooner rather than before it gets too ugly.
Yeah, I mean,
because I don't think it's going to get unless we start working on it together. It's going to get a lot worse.
That's the thing, right? Because like, this is like taking the offensive line, putting them in a room, the defensive line, putting them in a room, taking the quarterback and all the wide receivers, putting them in a room, taking the running backs and the tight ends, putting them in a room, taking the defensive backs, putting them in a room, taking the coaches and giving each room a coach, right? Mm-hmm. Your running backs coach, your line coach, your other line coach, your quarterback and wide receiver coach. Put all those guys in separate rooms and say, okay, now that you guys are completely segregated, everybody work together to come up with one plan, but you can't open the doors. You have to work from individual rooms to come up with one plan how this team can win the fucking game. Mm-hmm. This will not work.
No.
What you will have is a whole bunch of really good plans and plans that are great for that group of people, but the team will fail. They will be fucking awful. That's where we're at. Stop going into separate rooms.
They're definitely in separate rooms. There's this weird, all these movements, all these things that these movements stand for that has gone to the point where it almost makes them the bad guy. Right? So you have people saying, defund the police, defund the police, defund the police, defund the police. What's happening in California where they defund the police? The people that were saying defund the police are now in broad daylight robbing stores.
It's true.
Because they feel like they are deserving of certain things, but now they are breaking the law.
Yeah. On the upside, if you feel like defunding the police is safer, ask the person who now has this insurance claim, or God forbid their insurance doesn't cover whatever you stole. Like, just because you're not getting hurt doesn't mean that the next person is better off.
Right.
So instead of everybody worrying about their group of players, we really start focusing on the team, and I think we can get through this. I'm very fearful. I read like the North Korean, and I read like the Chinese, these defectors that come over here, and they talk about how dangerous our culture is right now, especially with like cancel culture, and how they've seen these things happen, and history has a strange way of repeating itself,
Sure
folks.
does.
They're watching it happen. They're fucking terrified to be here. They came here to get away from it. They succeeded, and they're back in it. And, like, I look at those people and I'm like, fuck, I wish we would just start listening to each other a little bit.
I wish we could go back to a mindset of 2002.
Yeah.
Do you remember 2002?
You know what? November 12th, 2001.
November 12th, 2001.
I'm sorry, September 12th.
Well,
2001.
even still.
Yeah, November 12th would be fine as well.
For a few years, we were a family. We weren't a country. Everybody was nice to each other.
I actually never thought that would end. I remember thinking that
Everybody
was
just, we had so much country pride.
Yeah, the new America was so much fun to be a part of.
Yeah, we went through some hell, you know? It was up from 2001 until I would say 2008-ish. America, because that was when you figure that was when the
market tanked, the housing market.
Yeah, everything tanked, the economy. Everybody was real close. Everybody was real nice. There was never a moment when it's like I didn't want to go outside. And now it's like I don't feel safe going to the grocery store without
I had
a sidearm on me.
After my brother deployed the first time, I went to Canal Street in New York City. I don't know if you've ever been to Canal Street.
Yeah.
You can buy a Gucci handbag for like $22. I don't know how they make them so cheap, but that's great. It actually said Gucky. It only had one C. I don't know, but I bought a shirt that it was a picture of Bin Laden, and it said "Locate him, pinpoint him, bomb him."
Yeah.
And just being a fucking dick because that's my nature. I wore it to school. I'm gonna get a free day off for this one.
Sure are.
And my principal, I'm walking through the hallway. It's just me in the middle of class going potty because about the bladder thing. So I'm walking to the bathroom. My principal stops. He goes, "Gallagher, let me see that shirt." I'm like, "Here we go." So I hold it up.
Time to go home.
Kind of grab just above the titties, show him what it says, and he's like, "Oh, that's great." And he just kept walking, and I was like, "This is fucking like this is prime America right here."
Yeah, no, it was the best time in our lifetime that came, unfortunately, directly after a tragedy. I wish it wouldn't take another tragedy for us to get back there, but I feel like it's going to end that way.
But, I mean, that in itself, how American is that? When does your family get together? What are the two occasions?
Holidays and funerals.
Holidays, that's actually good for you. Good for you, because that's a pretty tight-knit family. I was going to say funerals and weddings. Two tragedies. Those are the times that families in America get together. When somebody ruins the rest of their life and when somebody's life ends. Is when people band together and they go, "Oh, we all got to be there for them to support them. This is the worst day of their life."
Yeah.
They lost the one they loved, or they just, lost everything else.
Right. No, my family, from like my direct family, gets together for holidays. But like, I have a cousin that we have the joke that we're literally every time we're at a funeral, we see each other, and it's like, man, we should really get together.
Yeah.
Other than this moment right now, and then we go and. The next funeral, we're like, this is the one.
See, and you motherfuckers talk shit because I set alarms on my cell phone to stay in contact with these people. Everybody should go set alarms on their cell phones today.
And here's why.
Think of the 5 people that you've grown apart from that you legitimately wish you didn't. Not people that you just, like your cousin. Who knows what you guys have in common? Who knows how much fun you would have?
Not much.
Who knows if you'd even enjoy each other's company? But the people who like... who we both have fallen apart from? And I don't know why you did. You might have a better reason, but Rabano.
Oh,
I love Rabano.
I have a great reason.
Oh, okay. But if I could still talk to Rabano and he could be a little less hateful.
We were great friends for a very long time.
Yeah, he seemed like a good kid.
Some of our best times, were together. We had some great times together.
And, okay, so had you not had whatever specific it sounds like
right.
falling out you had, wouldn't it still be nice to talk to him once? All I do is shoot somebody a text message once a week and say, "Hey, man, how you been? How are the kids? How's everything?"
Yeah, no, I have friends like that I talk to once a week or so that it's hard to stay. Like one of my best friends, he's in the Air Force.
Yep.
He's just about to get out. Moved to Florida, married, 2 kids. We see each other maybe once every 2 years, but every so often... Send them a text.
Yeah.
Give them a call. And it's that stuff. But how did we get here?
Because what do you mean?
Like right now, how did we get here? We were talking about tragedy, bringing everybody together.
Weddings and funerals bring people together.
Yeah, that's it.
And we're talking about staying in touch with the people that we care about.
Sure. We should do more of that. But we should also try to meet new people to care about.
I agree. So now we're talking about on an individual basis. We're talking about setting a reminder to call the person that you love. What if we could do this on a bigger scale? What if these things that are corny to us and we don't really understand because we're young and we're stupid, or because we've lost sight of why they were important? Listen, a parade is not cool. I don't like parades. They're noisy. They're long as fuck. They're boring. What if we had more parades? Because it draws more people into the same common space and we just got to know each other a little better. What if it wasn't always a parade? What if there was a fucking get to know you day in the local green in whatever town you're from or city you're from? Meet downtown, walk around, kiss babies, shake hands, have fucking hot cocoa.
We have those.
How frequently?
We have those. Every day there's those going on. How many concerts have you ever been to?
Well, okay. Well,
How many concerts have you been to in your life, you think?
I don't know. 24.
So you've been to 24 get to meet you days because every single person there has a similar interest as you.
That's a valid point.
Every single person that's at a movie that you're going to see has a common interest as you.
Okay. Concerts, expensive, late at night, loud.
Sure.
So
Maybe not a great
no,
example.
it's a perfectly good example. We need, in a localized way and in a globalized way, to get out there and get familiar with each other.
We need more farmers markets.
I can tell you this: that if I fell into a group of BLM and at a fucking downtown barbecue, right? The whole Torrington.
First off, this is a huge meme right now. Did you get invited to the cookout? Because you're talking about going to this cookout. Did you get invited to the cookout?
No.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
I don't know the meme.
The cookout.
Nope.
Never heard of the cookout?
Nope.
So, like, the cookout is a huge thing in the African American culture. Like, everybody goes to the cookout, right? Like,
okay,
if
well,
one of your friends has a cookout, everybody you know ever's been there is going to be there.
Sure.
And it's like, now there's this meme about these white people that want to get invited to the cookout because it sounds awesome.
That does sound awesome.
It sounds great. Like, every person you've ever met is at this one cookout.
Sure.
Let's go. Block parties, that kind of
to
stuff.
that point, yeah, block parties. And you know what? New York City has fucking killer block parties. But that's my point. So let's get everybody in Torrington downtown. Everybody's welcome to come. And if I were to fall in line with a group of people who, going into that day, thought, if you wave the American flag, you're racist, I guarantee you that after they meet me and spend some time with me, they would go, well, I mean, not that one. You know, like I remember that one guy who we're sure, even though he had, like an American flag hat, he wasn't at all racist. He was really friendly. And maybe we can build from that, right? Maybe the group that I was with gets along with the group that I've run into. I just feel like getting out and loving your neighbor is the solution to this problem. I don't think I could say it enough. I think we need to get outside our fucking houses.
Yeah, no, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree to that.
All right.
Loving thy neighbor.
We're an hour and a half deep. I think it's time to call it quits.
Yeah, it got deep today.
Well, Fight Club, bro.
Fight
Club brings it out of
us.
us.
It really brought it out. We were talking about fighting, and now, like, just love.
Love.
You know what? Fight. That's the solution right there.
Oh my God.
That's the solution.
Fight Club barbecue.
Fight in a way that is sanctioned and safe, and love outside of that.
Yeah. All right.
Love
Fight
in the
Club
streets.
barbecue.
Love in the streets. Love in the streets. Fight Club. Something that rhymes with streets, but not sheets.
At the park.
At the park. Everything
The
is
rubberized park.
It was. Yeah. Did you caught that right? Like the park had like the rubber coating.
Yeah.
Do you think that's?
Genius.
I think that was from before the Fight Club.
I think that's why the Fight Club chose to go there.
Probably. Yeah, makes sense. It has a foam padding for like the kid that falls all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get slammed on your fucking neck, at least it won't. At least it won't fracture your skull. You might break your neck, but no brain damage.
Right.
Just paralysis.
Patrick, it's been a great trilogy.
It has been a great trilogy. The three-peat, the threesome that Mason and I have had is over.
I might pop in on Thursday.
Pop right in.
I did tell Tom and you that I might pop in real quick on Thursday because there's this movie we want to talk about, The Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt.
I have not watched it.
Neither have I. I may tonight.
Oh, Tommy watched it, right?
Tom watched it. He wanted to talk about it. I told him I wanted to see it, so I might pop in Thursday if I have a chance to watch it tonight. I don't know what it's like outside. It's cloudy again. It's been raining like shit. If
Yeah.
it's sunny, there's no way I'm watching it if it's sunny.
I'm with you.
I'll be outside all day if it's sunny, but maybe tonight. Who knows?
All right. I'm off to a benefit. What are you doing?
I haven't decided yet. If it's like I said, if it's sunny, I might hit a park, go for a walk.
Oh my God! Please find Willow a fight partner.
She is a little young yet. She's in the 1 year range.
Okay. Mason, if she starts now,
fights every
by
day.
the time she's 5, she'll be a world fucking class athlete. 4 years
Willow
of training.
has a fight partner.
The dog?
You're gonna hear it first here. She fights every day with gravity.
Nice.
She's trying to walk. She's very cute at it. She looks very drunk all the time.
Yeah.
The legs going like this, and then when she realizes, oh, daddy or mommy are in reach, she leans forward and like Scooby Doo runs.
I hope I didn't do this too early.
Yeah. It's pretty cute. She was walking around last night at Mark's house because we had the cookout for his 30th.
Yeah.
She was walking around the grass a little bit.
All right.
So, who knows what I'm going to do today. It's just a relaxed kind of day. I earned this one.
All right. To all of you number 9ers, I say, good day. So much better than the last show.
Oh, yeah, I agree. What is,
So much better.
I wish people were in the chat agreeing. Tommy's on a plane. Chris is there talking about wings provided. It was the last thing she even said, so.
Tommy's on a plane?
Yeah, he's coming back today.
By the time he got back Wednesday, that's why he wasn't working.
He's flying into Florida tonight,
Yeah.
driving to Virginia, and then from Virginia he's got to drive back up here. He's got to pick up his son in Virginia.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why he's not coming. He's not coming back to work. He's coming back to the States today, but he's got a lot of driving.
That sounds dreadful.
And you know what you need to do after a vacation,
Drive 18 hours.
and then you need at least a day off before you get back to work, because there's nothing worse than going right back to work.
Oh my God, poor guy.
Where's the ending screen? Ah.